Welcome to Roll and Relax. My name is Claudia Mühlenweg. I am the creator of the Naturally Clear Vision Method. I'm a Bates teacher, I'm a yoga teacher, and a role model method practitioner. And that's what we will be doing today. We will be using little massage balls, and now I forgot them on the table. We will be using these little tune-up balls, and today we will focus on the thighs. So we will start with the back of the legs, the hamstrings area, and I'd like to show the muscles that we will be working on. So there's a whole bunch of different muscles. Here we go. Can you see these guys? So the biceps femoris, the semi-tendon, I'm struggling with pronouncing, semi-tendinosus and semi-membranosus. So this is that one. Here's the names. Let me flip this around so you can see, for those of you that are interested in those things. It's definitely, I need to practice my pronunciation. So those are the muscles that we will be working on on the first move. So grab if you are very sensitive, you can always use bigger balls. So I'm using the small yoga tune-up balls, but if you have the slightly bigger alpha, let me show you. If you have the alpha ball, which is this big one, or if you have the plus balls, you can also use those. So I take that out of the tote, and then I will place this, so the ball will be, let me show it this way. So it will be right kind of out toward the top of your hamstring area, right there. And then just kind of settle in, breathe, just kind of feel how things feel. And I'm going to turn to the front so you can see it a little better. And then we will just start by simply moving that leg in and out. So you kind of let the knee go to center, and then that ball will kind of travel a little bit, right? We'll be doing this movement. So make sure you breathe. You already might feel some tightness. So right now we're in the upper part of the hamstring, kind of toward the top of the thigh. You can always stay, if there's an area that feels really tight and good, you can always stay there and just breathe into it. You don't always have to move. And then for the next move, it's got similar, but you will bring your knee, so let me see, you will bring your knee to the center and then open it up to the side. So you go more like, you're more rotating your whole body around. So the ball will really cross fiber, meaning going in a 90-degree angle. Because the muscles all run this way, right? They all run from north to south, so to speak. Oh. My corner, my little bench here has really sharp corners, so I have to negotiate that I don't hurt myself. So whatever chair you have. And then another one I like, so you're now pinning the ball really toward the top on the inside there. And you're coming into like almost a runner's lunge. So I'm doing the right side, and my right leg is back, right? So my left leg is bent. And then you might have to adjust that and negotiate the corner again. My corners are really sharp here, so. And then you sit into that space. Just breathe into that. And then rotating that foot. So, my head is sharp. So I'm really rotating my whole body around, so that ball travels. So it's like this is kind of part of the adductors that we are getting into. So it's kind of the hamstrings on the back, and then the adductors are the muscles that bring your legs together. We will do more on those on the floor. All right. And then another move that I really like is, so you place the ball, again, you can also place it a little bit more toward the middle of the hamstring if you find there's another area that really hurts, but for me it's usually more the top. And then you cross that leg over. So right, you're coming in, maybe do it this way, you see better. So you're crossing that leg over, and then you can really explore twisting your body, like getting into that space, maybe getting a little bit into toward the gluteus. Yeah, this feels good. You don't have to do a lot of movement. Don't forget to breathe. Getting into the IT band. IT band is another time. That's that long band that's mostly actually fascia and tendons and ligaments. So it's actually very little muscle here and here. The most of it is like what you see in anatomy drawings is white, so it's not the red muscle. Yeah, so really find an area that feels You can scooch a little forward and back. I have a bench, so if you have like a cloth chair, that might not be, but really just move your body into like the different areas of that hamstring, IT band, gluteus maximus kind of space. And then, so this is another good one. So now you can really explore where it's tight. And by the way, if it's too much, you know, I'm showing the plus ones, but if it's too much, you can always use two together like this. It's less pressure than one ball. Like this is, the small balls are the most amount of pressure you can get. So you dangle the leg, if you have a chair that's high enough, otherwise flex your foot, and then you just do these, you know, find the spot where it hurts. I worked on this already a little bit, so for me, it's pretty much more toward the top. It's really more toward the top of the muscle versus the knee. Again, don't forget to breathe. You can lean more body weight into that, you know, now leaning really into that ball, or you can lean away from it, so you decide, all right. And then let's switch. And I recommend that you switch balls too, so that you don't wear one of them down and oops, don't escape. So start by putting the ball under the other side and do it this way so you can see it. And then just, ooh, yeah. This ball either feels a lot harder or the muscle is a lot tighter. I did the right side a little bit. I haven't done the left one. Yeah. So just let the ball kind of slowly move into those tissues. Like, don't be too eager to create pressure or motion. Just always good to just breathe into it. And when you're ready, and you don't have to, like if this is already enough, again, maybe put two balls in the toe if you feel it's a lot, and then you just do that like leg in and out movement, so the ball travels a little bit toward the outside. So for me, it's usually more tense toward the IT band side than the adductors, the inner thighs. I just looked at the forecast. It's supposed to rain in LA in like 3 days. We're gonna get 5 days of rain. Oh, I'm not complaining. We need rain. And now if you want to add that kind of like moving more toward like the knee, shifting it outside, and then so you're rotating more. I have to come more to the edge of my little bench here. And then that lunge position. So the lunge, just find a spot where you feel, you know, this could be pretty high up. For me, it's pretty high up toward the groins. This is where I feel the most. I think it could be also the gracilis there. Gracilis, that muscle. That's what my chiropractor always works on. So that's related to lower back pain, a lot of these muscles. So, and then you can rotate. I have to come a little bit more to the corner. You can rotate that stretched out leg. For me, it's the left one, and just kind of go in and out. Yeah, this one you have to find. Oops, now it's rolling off. You have to negotiate with your chair. Just kind of. And then let's do this one where we put the. So it's kind of, this is like a nice stretch for your outer hips too. And now it's really about exploring, leaning into that, leaning away, let the ball. Yeah, I feel more when I move toward the outside, but maybe for you this is different. So just kind of scooch your body around a little bit. And if you find a good spot, lean into that, breathe. Maybe reset the ball. And then last but not least, we will put the ball anywhere on the hamstring. So, and then do those kind of leg raises. So maybe explore, put it in different spots and see. Yeah, again, for me, it's a little bit more toward the outside, toward the IT band where I feel most. And right now I'm in the middle of the hamstring. But it could be Just check out, move the ball and see if there's another area that feels tight. Yeah, or maybe more taut than here. This is also really tight here. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but for me, the tightest part of the hamstring is toward the buttocks. You can also work on your posture. That's okay, it's important. You can, the lower back is able to do lots of different shapes. All right, a couple more. And again, you can always put two in a toe and together. So let's move on. So for the next moves, the inner thighs and the quads, we will be moving to the mat, and I will give you lots of different options depending on what kind of balls you have. So let's move down here. Let's see. I have to get the computer angled so that you can see me. Here we go. I think this is good. So, all right. I'm going to start with if you have a lot of equipment. I'm assuming for those of you that have got the whole toed, we will be using, you have a block under your head, so I'm giving you all the different options. You will put, hope you can see this, you will put the alpha ball on the outside, so your knees are bent, and then you put the, not these, the plus balls or another alpha ball here between the thighs. So this is option one. You can't really see the balls here, but you will put them between the thighs anywhere where it's tight. Or another, if you have another alpha ball, you can do that too. So if you let's say have these balls or the small ones, the second you use the small ones, then in this case, I would put the alpha ball here and put these on the outside, and you can put these vertically or horizontally. So for me, this is more intense vertically. So we're getting the IT band here, and then you put this between the thighs. If you only have, let's say you have a tennis ball and you have the small guys, you can put the tennis ball here. I don't know if you can see it. But the small ones, you're not going to get any pressure. So what you need is a yoga block. If you have a second yoga block, you can use that. If you only have one, you can put the cortis ball under your head or a cushion or anything else. So I'm doing it with two yoga blocks, sorry. If you have the small ones, you need kind of like, it doesn't have to be this thick. It could be a book or something else, but you want some kind of shish kebab here. So, oh yeah. So you want, otherwise the small balls, well, you won't have enough pressure on the muscles. So you need like some kind of block or some other object here. So I'm gonna stay, and if you only have one pair, oh yeah, I forgot that version. If you only have one pair of the small yoga tuna balls, yeah, I'm showing all the different options. Then you put one here, and again, this is pretty intense. You can do this at the wall too. If you only have this setup, this might be too much for you, especially if it's new balls. And then just breathe. Wow, I'm gonna do the hardcore version here. So just settle in, just breathe. Oh, I forgot to show the muscles. I will do that in a moment. These inner muscles are called the adductors because they bring your legs together. They're adding their legs together. So the adductors, there's a whole several pairs of different kinds. We'll show that to you in a moment. And then the outer leg is that IT band, that infamous IT band. So from here, you know, and you maybe check like, where does it hurt more? Is it more on the lower part toward the knee? I don't feel much there. Maybe it's more toward the upper part here. So just kind of check where you feel the most. Definitely for me, tighter toward the pelvis than the knees. And so now you can add, either stay here if this is enough, or you can add different kind of motions. So you can start, you can start bending, and you can put that back foot on the floor, and then you can start extending and bending that knee. So that I'm doing the lower one, the right side right now. Whew. Again, I'm doing like literally, this is the hardcore version with the two small balls. If you have a bigger one, or you have two pairs of the small balls, you can do this. You can put the toted one here and then a toted pair in the middle. So let me show that to you also, so you're not in pain. So you could technically do this. You have one, if you have two pairs of the yoga tune-up balls, the small ones, you can do this too. Oops. It's a little bit of negotiation, and then do this leg extension here. Ooh. Then you can also kind of scissor. So you're moving the top one back and over the other one, so you can kind of scissor. I'm going to go back to the single ones because I want a little bit more. Yeah. But yeah, don't do this if I don't want you to be in crazy pain. So I'm doing this all the time. So all right. So you can now scissor that top leg over the other. So the ball will travel on the outside one will stay put, and the inside one will kind of traverse the adductors. Yeah, maybe find a different spot, move it lower or higher. All right, and then another one that's kind of, so you can also straighten that one and just lift that leg up, or do some kind of bicycle motion, or you move them together. This is really nice. All right, and then maybe move them in a different position. Wow. But it's totally fine to not move and just breathe into the balls. Yeah. All right, let's do the other side. Oh yeah, so I will show if you only have one yoga block and the small balls and you have a gorgeous one, you can always put that under your head. You can also just put a cushion, like if you have a meditation pillow, I have one right here, so you can put that under your head. So anything, you also don't need anything under your head if it's okay for floating, but I like to be really comfortable. Let me move these balls out of the way here. So that's why having the set, like the starter kit with all the different balls is really good idea. If you can have the variety of different balls, so you can totally adjust to what you need. So let's see, I'm going to try this again with these, with the small ones. Yeah. Am I too far away, or can you see me? Okay. So always start just noticing, settling in, just kind of breathing. Yeah, so I have two small yoga tune-up balls here. And then you can, any of the movements, doesn't matter which one you do first. You can do this one first. You can also check before you move, just kind of check different areas of the IT band and the inner thigh, and maybe notice, does it hurt more toward the knee, more toward the pelvis? Just kind of, for me, it's definitely way up here where I feel the most. You can put the block lengthwise, like this way. Yeah, this is where I feel the most. And then one option is to put that top leg down and just straighten and bend that lower one. This is pretty intense, right? At least for me. Ooh. You can also extend it and just rest it on the floor. Don't hold your breath. This is really important. Sigh it out. Do whatever you need to do to just don't hold it. Yeah. Oh my God. So maybe I should switch to a bigger ball because I don't want to torture myself too much. So if you have, or maybe a tennis ball here and an alpha ball in the middle. So if you have this one, you can have in the middle the alpha ball or the plus ones because you have enough pressure, but it's not as intense as one of the small ones. No, I want the small ones again. I want the pain. This is good pain. Okay, and which move didn't we do yet? Oh, the scissoring. So we can do that scissoring where you move your top. Yeah, it's a little bit, you have that yoga block, you can also hold it, but moving that top leg over the other one. And you can just also stay in a position that feels like there's a nice Come on. All righty. So this is something, you know, that's a good thing to do all the time. You can also just use a pair of your, and don't do the inner thigh. You can just do the IT band on its own. Everything we did with that lower leg. So I don't know if I'm too far away, but you can technically, you know, do any of these moves with one ball or two of them together. So you can do all these moves without the one in the inner thigh. We were just trying to get two things done at the same time. So, you know, let me get the blue ones. You can see those better, the purple ones. So I guess it doesn't make, but you can do any of those movements just for the outer thigh, right? Or you stack the knees, maybe have one ball here and you just stack the knees and you do that without the inner thighs. So it's optional to do the inner thighs. I didn't bring a picture of the IT band, I just realized, but so these are the adductors. So it's the adductor brevis, the longest, in the middle, and then the magnus. So that's the three different ones that we have on the inner groin. And then a little bit higher is the gracilis. This is like, not higher, I mean, sorry, it's like that thin, long one. This is, but usually here, right here is where I have a lot of tension and that hurts my lower back. So my chiropractor works a lot on that space. Okay, and yeah, I forgot to bring the IT band card. And now we will be doing the, what time is it? Okay, we still have time. So now we will work on the quads. So in the quads is a whole bunch here too. So it's when we say quads, it's a lot of different muscles. So it's the vastus intermedius, this one, the vastus lateralis, this one, the vastus medialis, and you see different sides. You see it from the side. On this drawing, you see it from the side, and then I think they're both side drawings. No, one is behind. This is from the, hold on. No, this is from the front. And then rectus femoris. So this is like the thickest, biggest quad muscle. All right, so for the quads, you don't need a pillow or you don't need anything for your head. So you can use any of the balls. You can, if you have the big one, any of the balls. So I always like to check, and I like the alpha ball for this, but again, you can use the small ones. You can use them toted. You can use them as a single ball. Let me just try the small one. And so you're on your belly, you're on the quads. And I like to move around a little bit and just kind of see where does it hurt the most. Somewhere here. Oh yeah, this is my spot. So, and then just breathe. If you're super sensitive, you could also use the cortis ball. But yeah, for most of you, it's probably a good idea to, if you have it, to use the plus or the alpha ball. Where did the alpha ball go? Did it roll away? Where is it? Oh, it's over there in the corner. The ball escaped. It's like, not me. So yeah, I'm using a plus one. So the bigger the ball, the lesser the pressure. Yeah. And then you can start. So one move that I like, but you need to be more on a slippery ground, not on the sticky yoga mat, is like moving the leg to the side, kind of doing this move. This is not as easy on the sticky mat. This is less intense, or you can just start doing this, bend and straightening your knee. Or you just, another thing is the contract, relax. So you tighten the glutes in the leg and then relax it. And then you tighten it, you press it into the ball and you relax it. So this is that contract, relax we did on the belly on day one. Tighten the muscle. So let's do that a few times. Like I want to put, tighten and relax. And then maybe tighten and relax. Explore different areas of your quads and notice if it feels, no, I don't feel much up here. For me, it's more the belly, right the middle is where I feel the most. And then you can also, yeah. So then you can also wave your shins side to side. So the ball will travel a little bit. Again, it will cross fiber, crossing the muscle. So that is always more intense, this crossing move. You can really shift your whole body weight around. So, and then another move, which is more the stripping. So you're moving up and down. So you're rolling the ball. And again, you can always put the 2 balls in the toad. If one is too much, you can put both of them together and do it that way. That's less intense. So this is a good one too. If you have 2 alpha balls with the toad, it's kind of a modified foam roller. If you had 2 of the big ones, so you can always do this, right, together and do it this way, which is less intense. Yeah, but it still gives you a good, I feel a lot still. And you can, if you have 1 ball, you can add like kind of a slalom motion with your body. So you're traveling like in a zigzag. So the balls really get the whole area. Ooh. All right, and then let's switch to the other side. I will bring my mat a little closer. Switch to the other side. So I'm showing it 2 balls in the toad right now. Just like to check in. Interesting, this one I feel more toward the knee. Yeah, and let's put your head down. Just relax, start just breathing into the balls, or one of them if you have one. I'm going to switch to 1. And then start that contraction. So you contract, you tighten it, you squeeze, and then you let go. And you squeeze your glutes and your quad, you try to press it into the floor, and then you relax. Oh. Squeeze, tighten. One more time, contract that quad and the glutes, your booty, and let go. And then maybe do that motion. Again, that's a little nicer if you're not on a sticky mat, but you're on a slippery floor. Oh yeah, this one is way tighter. I did a boot camp class before this, so I actually got out of bed a little earlier finally, and did a boot camp class. Thankfully, I had to stop a little early to prepare for this one and shower. But yeah, we worked a lot on the quads. So okay, and then coming back to the sticky mat, you can any of the other motions just kind of. Oops, no, my bench is in the way. Just bend, straighten. Maybe find another spot. Yeah, no, for me it's that middle. That one is the tight one right here. Or wave the shin side to side. You can go all the way, almost like really letting your whole body roll over like this, or just wave the shin, either way. And then if you want to add a little bit of that slalom kind of, so your stripping is kind of stripping, thinking of going with the grain, and then if you do that little bit of a slalom move, you're also crossing the muscle, so you're getting the most amount. Oh yeah. Righty, that's it. So that was thighs, having nice, like, oh, my thighs feel good now. I don't know about yours. So I hope this was helpful, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.